What's up, everybody? Well, I got another gameplay video for you guys today, this time on the TV PC, and we're gonna finish up Total Warhammer 3. Now, this is not normally the kind of game I'd play on here, but we can make do with this guy and get some gameplay, I think. I would use the other thing I got, but unfortunately the little receiver for its Wi-Fi died. But then I said, hey, you spent 43 bucks on that thing. What'd you expect? And even then, maybe I just got unlucky. I could bet you there's a bunch of people that use that thing, and it's fine. My guess is I unplugged and plugged it in one too many times. Most people are just like, hey, I'm gonna plug my keyboard in. Done. But me, I'm switching it between two computers constantly, and maybe it didn't like that. But still, I've done that with lots of other stuff, and it's never broke, so it's not really a good excuse, but I'm just trying to think of reasons as to why it did it. But anyway, why don't we go ahead and hop ourselves into the game and see how it does on this computer. All right, we're just gonna do a mirror copy of the main PC. Just go 4K, Ultra. And I'm just kind of curious, is this one of those games where the 1300KX just pulls way ahead and gets you like 20, 30 FPS more? Or one of the more usual games where it's like the same, or like 5 to 8 FPS difference, where I would never ever, notice the difference without the frame rate counter, you know? Let's go find out. Well, here we are, we're in the game. I'm not gonna lie, I remember on the Intel we got like 130 FPS at first, but then once we like zoomed in and started talking, we only got like 100 to like 105, 110. So they seem to be pretty equal once you actually start playing. But the Intel is a little tiny bit ahead, like 5, 6, 7, 8 FPS as usual, but that's usually what it is. There are some games out there where this thing runs way ahead and gets like 20, 30 FPS, but those are not that common. Most games are like this and they run very, very similarly, but I see people always say, oh no, it's always like 30, 40 FPS more, AMD sucks. Especially this. I see a lot of people like, if you only have 5800X3D, it's terrible. You should really upgrade that trash. And it's like, what are you talking about? The CPU still rocks. I mean, if it's doing this well with a 4090 for me, no one else should ever have to think about upgrading right now. I mean, unless you're playing a very specific game where it just happens to not do good in that one specific game. That does happen from time to time. And then ray tracing. There's certain games where ray tracing is super heavy on the CPU too. Not every game, but certain games. Depends on what's ray traced, but I have noticed those are games where the Intel CPU does go ahead. That's where it's like 10, 15, sometimes 20 FPS ahead. But I don't really think my 5800X3 has ever prevented me from getting 60 FPS plus though, which is good. At least not yet. Maybe one day it would. Like maybe if I tried to put a 5090 on it, maybe it couldn't quite handle that quite so well. But we will see, because if they really are going to make like a 5090 Ti or whatever, the AI or whatever, there was supposed to be like a Titan class one that was ahead. We'll see if that actually happens. That was supposed to happen this time, and then AMD never really came out with anything that competitive, so NVIDIA was like, oh, nope, never mind. So the best we had was the 4090, so I'm going to get the 5090 when it comes out, but if another better card comes out, I'll always just get that for the main PC and then drop that into the TV PC. The secondary PC will always remain all AMD. That's just what I like to do. Some people ask why. There's no point. I don't know, I just like tech. And I think it's fun to have an AMD PC. And I think it's fun to have a PC that's NVIDIA and Intel as well. And hell, it's even fun to have two PCs that are a mix match. AMD CPUs with NVIDIA GPUs. Half the time, that's kind of the funnest one. Although the all AMD PC works really well too. Just not in ray tracing. If you like ray tracing, and you're also trying to play above what your GPU can do and you have to rely on upscaling, that sucks. FSR sucks nuts. Like, it's cool that it works on, like, everything, but so does Intel, and Intel's first try, like, worked way better. So I'm hoping that FSR 4 finally is halfway decent. That's going to use AI, and it's pretty much 90% of what PSR is, or PSSR, or whatever that is. Obviously, PlayStation still did some stuff in there to make it their own, but I think most of it is AMD's doing. I could be wrong. I'm not exactly super tech when it comes to like developing stuff either. I usually leave that to the professionals. But a lot of the time the professionals lie to your face and try to use a bunch of fancy words to try to make you seem like this is the coolest shit since sliced bread. But in reality, it's stuff that other stuff's already had forever. Apple was the kings of this. They'll take an already existing product and they'll just keep improving on it, and then they'll just make it like what they think is the best version of it. Like, I'll admit, they made like some of the best MP3 players. The original iPods were great. But then, after a while, other companies caught up. And some would even say surpassed. Same thing with the iPhone. iPhone started out as like, man, that thing is kick-ass. There were already Palm Pilots and other stuff, so it's not like the first touchscreen or smartphone or anything like that. But it was the first one that had the apps and made like a smartphone what it is today. But, in my opinion, a lot of phones nowadays are way faster. Or not faster, but have cooler stuff going for them. iPhones, CPUs and GPUs are usually towards the top. But sometimes Snapdragon and the other CPUs will come out and be like, nope, not this time. So, we'll see what happens. After seeing in the M4 how holy shit, Apple's new freaking desktop and laptop chips fucking rock. I think they're way faster single and multi than anything Intel or AMD's got on the consumer side anyway. I'm sure if you get into the server side, 200 plus core GPU or CPUs, those things will smoke it. But not in every task. Those are usually meant for a very specific task. Anyway though, why don't we now go and hop on over to the little camera and see what it can do without being, you know, affected by the record. Alright, let's get ourselves a little camera recorded gameplay now. So let's go hop into this battle as well.
The beacon is under attack. Kislevites loyal to the motherland are within. Our army is small, but we can sway the battle if we are as wise as Urson. We approach from the south, while Skolden's Northmen assault the barricades. Their backs are to us. We should take advantage. The journey has been long, but we are ready. Fellow Ungons, we are of Kislev. Show these cowardly dogs what that means. They hunger for blood. Let them taste cold steel.
Oh yeah.
The beacon is under attack. See for yourself.
So, the wolf reveals himself.
Cannons fire upon the defenders. Barrage is over. His warriors will attack. Act swiftly. Yuri, the defenders need our help. We must reach them. What's that? There, in the trees. An army. Those are Kislev colors. They're allies. We must advance and combine our strength. Select your own unit in order to rejoin your forces.
Oh.
Now issue a move order towards your troops. The soldiers are
If
assembled.
I remember
and
correctly,
wait your
there's a
arrival.
thing up here I'm gonna have to accept. Because I always seem to forget it.
Your place is amongst the warriors. Your presence grants them courage before the enemy. Proceed into the valley. Select your entire army so any order is given to all. Order your units forward. Our allies have not gone far. The soldiers advance. Take this time to practice maneuvering. Remember, orders are issued only to selected units. Our allies fire down upon Skolden's army. His forces scatter. The allies are threatened from the rear. Up close, their bows are no match for swords and spears. They're under attack. We must hurry to their aid.
Ungol Prince,
go get him.
Draw your weapons. Turn the tide of battle. Envelop the enemy as best you can. They have their backs to us. A fatal mistake.
Yes. I wonder, can I zoom in with the freaking double finger? No. It doesn't seem to work. Where's with the shot? Because most of the other ones I zoomed in at this point, but without a normal mouse, I guess that's not happening.
The enemy raised the white flag. Their troops flee. The wolves' main pack advance on the beacon. The cannons rain death. They must be destroyed. The Allies join our forces. We'll need the reach of their bows. Advance on those hellish cannons. They must fall silent if we are to save the beacon.
Only traitors and
Alright, let's go get him.
Cannons are defended. Order the infantry to form a line facing the enemy. Have your archers remain behind the line to protect them.
beware their great beast comrades!
Your forces struggle without you leading them. Join the fight. Rally your troops.
Oh, I must have messed up. Did I leave my main character behind or something? No. Well, in any case, looks like I'm about to get my butt kicked anyway, so why don't we go ahead and just wrap this video on up. Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for this particular video, and I think it did very similar to the main PC. It was probably a little behind, like 8 to 10 FPS in some spots, but it looked like it might have even been ahead in some spots, but I'd have to go back and look. I did too many computers to remember all those numbers today, but it was still more than playable, and without a frame rate counter in the corner, I doubt I'd have been able to tell the difference between the two, which is always nice. Sometimes you can tell a huge difference, like this one will be stuttery or be like 20 FPS behind, but most of the time, it's more like this, where you'd never be able to tell the difference. But in any case, that is all I got for this particular video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoy making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.